more. No, it's this is week 7. What's up? Just finished my thorax exam. It was a little easier to remember. The cardiovascular portions were a little bit harder. A tip I used to remember was a pet monkey. So aortic, pulmonic, Erb's point, tricuspid, and then mitral. And then I had to do it on a female patient. I was worried on like how to use my ulnars, because you want to use the ulnars. So you're going like this, right? But at the bottom where you have to palpate the muscles or the intercostal spaces down here, I didn't want to, because like they said, if you're using your hands like this, right, if your palms are up, that's a grope, so like don't do that. So I hit him with the I could have gone like maybe like this. I don't know. It's kind of like awkward. This is nowhere better either. I'm hitting like some X-Men, but yeah. So that went all right. The dude gave me a lot of like real life tips, like have a chaperone in the room. I forgot what else he said. I'm thinking he's gonna tell me something like here, but I guess he just wants to educate me. By all means, I'm happy to hear it. I'm just worried about my grade at the moment, though. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, okay, fine, that's great and all, but like, do I need to hear tips about how I did? Because if that's the case, then like I suspect a lower score. You know what I mean? But I don't think that this is necessarily the case, which is great. When I'm nervous, I sweat a lot. The first time, because I sweat so much, I'm like wiping off the sweat. They told me, have a paper towel and let them know in the beginning. This time, I told them I have a paper towel. I let them know in the beginning, and I sweat a lot. I told him, and he's like, some people might think that's gross, and like, don't reuse your paper towel. Oh, that's fair. Don't reuse the paper towel is fair. But the one thing I did want to mention, I wrote in my little notebook. What I wanted to say was like it's kind of crazy how we're learning. Like I'm learning as it goes, but then there's just so much material that I almost forget it. But I am retaining some of it, which is like kind of cool. Like terms, and I'm also learning certain words without actually like paying attention to it. The other thing I wanted to mention was for today's exam, I clutched it up so it was tight. I got to the building and to the exam at like 7:57. Exam starts at 8. I cut it super close. Everybody was lined up at the doors, and I came in, grabbed the pen, grabbed the notepad, grabbed my clipboard, and I was set. Like let's go. And I was ready. Fortunately, they had some mishaps where the doors locked, so they didn't even start at 8 o'clock immediately. But yeah, so let's see how audio exam goes, and let's see how pulmonary goes. Good luck. Quick self-talk. What am I doing? Like my time management is bad. Like I study a lot and then I get tired. I go on my phone, start scrolling, and then it takes too, and then I'm on there too long. All right, everybody's a victim to that to some point, like doom scrolling and whatnot. But like, what am I doing? Like 6 weeks into PA school, what am I doing? I'm like self sabotaging. I have, I honestly, it's shameful to admit, like I've got 10 plus hours on basically doom scrolling. Oh my god, what am I doing? Honestly, you don't notice, you don't realize how much time you're wasting. Delete the apps if you can't hang. Delete the apps. I can't hang. Ah, damn. Post exam interview. That went better than I expected, but not the score I wanted. I realized everybody's getting 85s and 88s. I thought, PA school is hard and all this and that. I'm thinking everybody's like getting 80s or like, barely 80s. That's what I thought. Oh my God. So like me getting like my 70s, I was like, that's fine because like that's what everybody else is getting. No, I assumed and I got complacent, you know? And I look away because I can't even look at myself right now. Like, I can't believe I did that for the past 2 months, or deleting the gram and TikTok and like not scrolling. Definitely made a difference. Exam went better though. I should have been writing out my whiteboards from writing out my reasonings for things that I don't necessarily get, and I should be using more mnemonics for certain things. Like I should have been writing out certain mnemonics onto my whiteboard. Once the exam starts, and then like leaving my thought processes on the whiteboard, and then when I come back, I can go back and forth, and like things will help each other, you know. I should have been doing this from the beginning, and I'm just so mad I waited so long to do this. But you know, passing that exam and doing decent on that exam does make me relieved. I can strive for higher. I know I can do better. It's just gotta do it. Oh my god. Ah. All right, whatever. Post game interview later. Well, this was it. Whatever. All right. We've got a quiz and we've got an anatomy exam. Anatomy exam. Our professor is honestly comical. You know, actually like he's such an ortho bro. So it's really funny. My only dilemma here with this is he said no pictures on his exam. An anatomy exam with no pictures. How does that? I don't even know how that works. Like you would think anatomy is just straight pictures, you know. I guess we'll see, but it is a lighter week. Next week we have cardio and pharmacology pretty close together, so probably gonna get a start on that. I've been studying for the quiz, so I guess we'll see. I'll tell a story about comedy professor in a little bit. It's just really hot right now. And I don't know if this video thing is even working well, so bet.